Guys, what's up? Welcome back to Battery Bros. It's Tommy. And I just gotta say, wow, what an amazing past couple of days with the free agency in MLB after a quiet couple of weeks. We've had a lot of players sign, we've had a lot of players get traded, and just as spring training games are starting, these players waited to the end. So we're just going to go through some of that today. As always, if you're new to the channel or if you like the content, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more baseball content. It really helps the channel and we appreciate it. Thank you so much and enjoy the video. Alright, so getting it started with the obvious signing. It's Cody Bellinger. He signed with the Chicago Cubs for 3 years and $80 million. And honestly, he had been rumored to be going around a lot of places. Like first he was going to the Cubs, and then he was going to the Yankees, and then the Blue Jays, and just I'm glad it finally ended. And in case you were living under a rock and don't know who Cody Bellinger is, center field, first base, started his career with the Dodgers, Rookie of the Year in 2017, MVP in 2019. And then after 2019, he just kind of fell off. Like 2019, he had the high year, a 305 average, 47 home runs, 170 hits in 156 games played. And they just kind of fell off, injuries and everything. 2020, he played 56 of the 60 games. But then in 2021, he only played 95 games. And in 2021, he only batted 165. The next year, he batted 210. And then finally, after 2022, the Dodgers were like, okay, we've had enough. They non-tendered him in the offseason, and he was given a 1-year deal by the Chicago Cubs. And man, did he break out in a big way. The Cubs were in playoff contention for a while, and Bellinger hit 26 home runs, played 130 games, 153 hits, and had a 307 batting average. So a great stat line before his contract year again, and he is a much more valuable free agent than he was 1 year ago. It felt crucial for that Cubs team to re-sign Bellinger, and I'm really glad they did because I want to see this Cubs team compete this year. I want to see them finally be able to get out of that third place and try and at least compete for a wild card spot, if not the division. So yeah, Cody Bellinger, 3 years, $80 million. All right, getting it started with free agent signing number 2. We got Tim Anderson, and he's kind of the opposite story of Cody Bellinger. He was a White Sox and then was a free agent this year. And in his recent years with the White Sox, he was really good. 2019, 335 average. 2020, 322 average. 2021, 309 average. 2022, 301 average. Home run numbers were up there, 18, 10, 17. And just playing a lot of games. 2021 was definitely his best year. He had 163 hits, 469 slugging, and 806 OPS. But then last year he just kind of fell off. I don't think there's any better way to say it, really. He played 123 games with the White Sox, 121 hits, but only had 1 home run that year, 296 slugging, 245 batting average with a 286 on-base percentage and a 582 OPS. There's just no way to put it otherwise. Tim Anderson was just bad last year. I think a lot of people were expecting a lot of, say, better things from him. But then when the trade deadline came, that White Sox team just started to trade away everyone. Lucas Giolito. But they kind of just did a full dump, and everyone thought Anderson was also going in that dump. And apparently the San Francisco Giants and Los Angeles Angels had been pursuing him in this offseason, but the Miami Marlins, who Tim Anderson signed with for 1 year, $5 million, apparently they have been pursuing Tim Anderson as early as last year's trade deadline. So they've really had their eye on him. Miami's in desperate need of a starting shortstop to play with Luis Ariz up the middle. And I think Tim Anderson, he just gets a fresh start, new league, new division, East Coast. East Coast is a tough division, but honestly, Tim Anderson can make that Miami Marlins team better. Because last season it was mainly Luis Arias just carrying that team, and if you have two guys, I think that team can become better than it already is. So Tim Anderson, 1 year, $5 million with the Miami Marlins. Number 3, we got Mitch Keller, and he didn't sign as a free agent, but he signed a contract extension with the Pittsburgh Pirates. And honestly, I was a little bit surprised to hear this because you don't see the Pirates being the kind of team who dole out large sums of money. We've seen them extend a player or two in Brian Reynolds and Ke'Bryan Hayes in the past couple of years. But I was a little surprised to see Mitch Keller get extended because, 2023 was just his breakout year. Had an all-star selection, went 13-9 in 32 games started, struck out 210, and his ERA was a 4.21, so not great. His 2022 ERA was better at 3.91, but definitely I don't think the Pirates made the wrong choice with signing Mitch Keller, but he definitely, in my opinion at least, he definitely maybe needed to show one more year that he was the real deal, and this just wasn't a 1 year good year, and then he's back to being kind of your 3-starter or 4-starter or 5-starter. But right now, I think he's at the top of that Pirates team, and if he can continue to perform at the level he did last year, or even better, I think this Pirates team can finally try and come together. You got O'Neal Cruz back, you got Jack Sawinski, you got Ke'Bryan Hayes, you got Brian Reynolds, the list goes on. And I think that Mitch Keller is a good starter to have with David Bednar on the back end. I think just maybe a couple more years in this Pirates team would be in serious competing fashion, but I definitely don't think they'll be in last place this year. But yes, I would like to see Mitch Keller be as productive and efficient as he was last year. Okay, one more thing. The Dodgers in the past couple days have just made an absolute back-to-back killer deal. I don't think there's any other way to put it. So months ago in December, they signed, or before they signed Ohtani, they signed Tyler Glasnow, they traded for Tyler Glasnow and Manny Margot from the Tampa Bay Rays. And just the other day, they traded Margot away. I'm not sure why they did that. I guess Margot was just a placeholder, or trying to find a better bat out there. And I'll get into that in a minute, but Manny Margot, I was surprised to see him go. I was thinking he was gonna be in that outfield for the Dodgers, just a good solid 5 or 6 bat. And he performed well with the Rays, but I really think that Dodgers team would be good and better with him. And he is traded to the Minnesota Twins, and the Minnesota Twins gave up infield prospect Noah Miller, who was their 36th overall pick in the 2021 draft, and ranked number 23 in Minnesota's prospect rankings. And yeah, Margot's deal expires at the end of the season, but there's an option for 2025 worth $12 million. So yeah, Byron Buxton, definitely a injury-prone player, and I think Manny Margot can help bolster that outfield defense. And the Dodgers weren't done after that. They said, okay, we're going to go replace the power bat without in outfield. And they re-signed Kike Hernandez. And Kike Hernandez was on the Dodgers a couple years back before he became a Boston. Yeah, 2023 with Boston. He had 110 hits, 11 homers, a 222 batting average, so he wasn't great with the bat as he was in past years. Like 2015, he batted 307, 250 in 2021 with the Red Sox. So he's not the greatest, like in the plate or in the field, but he's just a solid utility man that you need for your team. A guy who can go out there and just play a productive, consistent level of baseball every day. All right, thank you so much for watching. Once again, if you enjoyed it, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit the notifications bell to be notified of future videos. Yeah, make sure you tell people about Battery Bros. Peace.